Planning your first Disney World trip can feel like a full-time job. 4 parks, dozens of hotels, dining reservations, crowd calendars, but you don't need to plan everything. This video will walk you through the 7 big decisions that actually matter so you can plan your trip without feeling overwhelmed, so you'll be one step ahead of everyone else in the parks. Welcome aboard. I'm Don B from Eat, Sleep, Disney. And I'm not going to lie to you. Disney World, it isn't cheap, but the total cost you end up paying varies a lot depending on when you go, where you stay, and how you spend your time. For a family of 4, you could be looking at anywhere from $5,000 on the budget end to well over $10,000 for a more deluxe experience. Now, of course, that price includes tickets, hotel, dining, and travel. And then, of course, there's add-ons like Lightning Lane passes and souvenirs and special events. Oh, it can add up fast. The good news, you already have a leg up. Planning ahead is the single best way to control costs, as well as taking advantage of Disney vacation promotions when they pop up can make a real difference. That said, to give you some ballpark figures to think about when putting together your budget, your hotel costs can be anywhere from about $160 to over $800 per night, depending on the type of resort you choose. Park tickets will probably run you between $125 to $175 per person per day, depending on the length of stay and current promotions. Flights or transportation costs, you should budget probably somewhere around $300 to $600 per person if you're flying, less of course if you're driving. And food, well, most families spend between $50 to $100 per person per day on food, and then all those extras. And if you need more details, we have a complete breakdown of how to budget for Walt Disney World trip right here on the channel that we link to down in the description. Perhaps the first question we get from people is, when should I go to Disney World? And to be honest with you, the answer really depends on what matters most to you. Lower crowds, cheaper prices, better weather, or holiday magic. January, February, and late August and September tend to have the lowest crowds and tend to have the best prices. These months fall outside of school breaks and major holidays, so you'll spend less time waiting in line and more time actually enjoying the parks. The times you'll want to avoid for a first trip, if you can, are holiday weeks like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and spring break. These tend to be the busiest and also the most expensive times of year. That being said, the holidays also have some of the most magical times with extra events and decorated parks. So you may not get to do as much when it comes to rides and attractions because of the crowds, but you'll get a more signature Disney experience. Something a lot of first timers don't realize that Disney uses date-based pricing for park tickets, meaning the day you visit directly impacts what you pay. So your travel dates affect both your experience and your budget. One of your first and biggest planning decisions is where you're going to sleep each night in Disney World. Disney World has over 25 resort hotels on its property, as well as good neighbor hotels, and of course, hundreds of off-site options. The Disney hotels are broken into 3 tiers. Value resorts, which are the most affordable, with immersive Disney theming, but fewer transportation options. There are moderate resorts, which is a step up in price, room size, and amenities, like additional dining venues. And then there are deluxe resorts. These are the premium locations, the largest rooms, best transportation options, and some of the most unique theming and the highest prices, with standard rates usually being somewhere $500 plus per night. Staying on Disney property comes with some real perks, including 30 minutes of early park entry every day at every theme park, free theme park transportation, and the ability to purchase the Disney dining plan and early access to booking Lightning Lanes and dining reservations. Now, if you're on a tight budget, staying offsite is absolutely doable and a great option. Just know that you'll lose the special on-site perks and need to handle your own transportation. For a first trip, especially if it's a once-in-a-lifetime vacation, staying on-site tends to simplify things significantly. If you are going to stay off-site, the hotel should be at least $150 per night cheaper than a comparable Disney hotel. So once you factor in all those perks, plus the ease and convenience, not to mention time savings, the price gap can shrink quickly. Disney World has 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, Disney Springs, which is a shopping and dining district, and a lot of ground to cover. You're simply not going to be able to do it all in a long weekend. First timers, we recommend planning a trip that spans 5 to 7 days. That gives you enough time to spend a full day in each of the 4 parks, plan a rest day or 2, relax near the pool, go to Disney Springs, or have the chance to double back to one of the parks you really enjoyed. At minimum, 4 to 5 days will let you see the major parks without feeling rushed. But I'll be honest with you, friend, you're not going to be able to do and see everything in Disney World in one trip. It is impossible. So regardless of how many days you plan to spend in Disney World, create a must-do list with every member of your family picking the top 5 things they must do, see, or eat in Disney World, and everything you get to do beyond that is gravy. Now, speaking of those 4 main theme parks, each one has a completely different feel and experience. Magic Kingdom is a park most people picture when they think of Disney World. Major icons like Cinderella's Castle, classic rides like Space Mountain, and the Pirates of the Caribbean, to name a few. It also has some of the best parades and fireworks. This park is a must-do for any first-time visit, and it's a park you'll probably want to spend the most time at. Epcot is split between a front section with some great rides, like Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, and Test Track 3.0. And a back section called the World Showcase, where you can eat and drink your way through 11 country-themed pavilions. The favorite for adults and foodies, and Epcot's seasonal festivals throughout the year make it even better. Hollywood Studios is where you'll find Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Toy Story Land, and some of the most popular thrill rides in Disney World, including the Tower of Terror and the Rise of the Resistance. It's great for older kids, teens, and anyone who loves movies. Animal Kingdom is often underestimated, but it's home to Avatar Flight of Passage, one of the best rides in all of Disney World, the Kilimanjaro Safari, and Expedition Everest. The theming here is unlike anything else in the resort, and the park is currently building a brand new Tropical Americas themed land that will give you the opportunity to immerse yourself in even more of your favorite Disney movies. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but keep in mind, you don't have to visit all 4 parks. If your time is limited, pick the ones that excite your family the most, and save the rest for your next visit. Now, Disney's ticketing system can feel confusing at first, but here's what you need to know. The standard theme park ticket, also called the 1 park per day ticket, gives you access to 1 park each day. It's the cheapest option, and you'll choose and pay for which individual park you visit each day. The park hopper ticket, on the other hand, costs a bit more, but lets you visit more than 1 park in a single day. It's helpful if you want flexibility, but not essential for first-timers. Few things to keep in mind are that ticket prices change based on the date you visit. Busier days actually cost more. Tickets get cheaper per day the more days you buy. Kids under 3 get in free. You can buy tickets directly through Disney or through discounted ticket sites to save a few dollars. Now, upgrading to the park hopper ticket usually costs around $8 more per person. In our experience, first-timers rarely park hop. There's more than enough to do and see in each park to last a full day. So we suggest skipping the park hopper, putting the money into another part of your budget. Time of year doesn't only affect the price of your ticket, it also affects the promotions and special offerings Disney's running. For example, right now, Disney has a 4-day, 4-park Magic ticket that starts at $109 per person per day. This limited time offer grants guests 1 admission to each of the 4 parks with 1 park per day, and it's a date-based ticket starting at dates from May 26th through September 26th of this year. When you bundle that promotion with some additional deals Disney's running, like Kids Eat Free, traveling this summer of 2026 might actually be cheaper than many families realize. And we show you how to take advantage of bundling promotions with our Disney on a Budget video, which we link to down in the description. Let's pause for a minute. I know it can feel overwhelming trying to compare all these different rates and promotions and hotels, which is why we want to make you a special offer. We want to send you a completely free copy of our brand new Ultimate Disney World Planning Guide, updated for 2026, filled with the step-by-step help to go from booking to park entry. It includes planning checklists, packing guides, and a budget worksheet to keep you one step ahead of everyone else in the parks. So scan the QR code on screen or click our exclusive link in the description and download your completely free guide today. Here's something that surprises a lot of first-timers. Food at Disney World? Well, it's actually good. In fact, it's really good. It goes way beyond the basic theme park fare of burgers and chicken nuggets, although the chicken tenders at Disney World, they're amazing too. Disney dining falls into 2 main categories. Quick service, also called counter service, are your grab-and-go options. At these restaurants, you'll order at a counter or through the My Disney Experience app. You pick up your food, and then you find a seat. And then there's table service, which is a sit-down meal with a server, and these restaurants require reservation. The important thing to know is that reservations for popular restaurants open 60 days before your check-in date, and they fill up fast. So mark your calendar and be ready to book. Character dining is worth knowing too. These are table service meals where Disney characters visit your table throughout the meal. They're a great way to meet characters without standing in the lines at the parks. And while they are fun, they do cost between $50 to $80 per person. For some it's worth it, and for others, well, they'll just go wait in line at those free meet and greets. Now, dining is one of the areas where costs can add up quickly. As mentioned earlier, we tend to tell people to budget between $50 to $100 per person per day. But there are some easy ways to keep those costs under control. Don't be afraid to split meals. Portions at Disney are often generous. Disney does not charge a plate fee, so adults can split entrees at quick service and a la carte table service restaurants with no issues. Bring a refillable water bottle. You can get free cups of ice water at quick service restaurants. Plus, there are water refill stations in all 4 parks. There's no need to pay $5 for bottles of water. Use that mobile order feature whenever you can. It doesn't just save you time, it also helps you avoid impulse purchases when you're standing in line staring at menu boards. And yes, many people don't realize that Disney lets you bring food into the parks. Snacks, sandwiches, granola bars, those are totally fine. Just no alcoholic beverages and no glass containers. Place an Instacart or Amazon Fresh order at your hotel, save hundreds over the course of a week. Disney's Lightning Lane is a paid service that lets you skip the regular standby lines at popular rides, and there are a few different options. There's Lightning Lane MultiPass, which lets you reserve return times for multiple rides throughout the day across all 4 theme parks. Prices vary by park and date. The Lightning Lane Single Pass is a separate per-ride purchase for the highest demand attractions, like Rise of the Resistance or Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. These attractions are not included in the MultiPass. And then there's Lightning Lane Premier Pass. This is Disney's highest tier Lightning Lane option that allows you to skip the line at every attraction in one park anytime you want. There's no need to select a return time. Do you need Lightning Lanes? Well, during the slower times of the year, wait times are usually manageable without them. Best free strategy is still to rope drop, which means arriving when the park opens, and to ride popular attractions before the crowds build up. That said, if you're visiting during a busier period of time or have limited days, Lightning Lane can be worth the extra cost. Disney Resort guests can book Lightning Lane selections 7 days before their trip, while everyone else gets a 3-day window. Now, if you're watching this video and you haven't already downloaded the My Disney Experience app, well, we appreciate if you're watching this video, thanks. But stop everything you're doing and download the app. Don't worry, we'll wait. You'll use it every single day while you're at Disney World. Quite honestly, we use it every single day when we're not at Disney World, because it's essential for planning your trip. The app will manage just about everything from park tickets, to dining reservations, to Lightning Lane selections, mobile food ordering, to real-time ride waits, to park maps, and even functions as your digital room key if you're staying at Disney property. It's also how you connect everyone in your travel party so you can coordinate plans together. We could write an entire book on Disney tips. Well, actually, we kind of did. It's called our Ultimate Disney World Planning Guide, which is completely free, which you've already downloaded, right? But as we already mentioned, start planning early, but don't overplan. Have a loose schedule for each day that includes which park you're visiting, any dining reservations you booked, and a few must-do rides. Leave some room for spontaneity. As we already mentioned, if you're staying on Disney property, and we highly suggest you do, take advantage of early theme park entry. That's that extra 30 minutes where you get to the park before everyone else. Honestly, you can usually knock out 2, if not 3 of the major attractions before the rest of the crowds start to build up. Now we know you're a trooper and you feel like you can go from rope drop to close every single day. But quite honestly, that's a recipe for disaster. So take midday breaks, especially if you're visiting with little kids. Head back to your hotel for a swim or a nap, then return to the park in the evening when it's cooler and the crowds have thinned out. Set realistic expectations. If you're watching this video, I think you already have some. You won't likely be able to do everything on your first trip. Sound like a broken record, and that's okay. Focus on the experiences that matter most to your family and save the rest for next time. Now, speaking of booking that trip, the easiest way to save money and ensure your Disney World trip is truly unforgettable is to work with an authorized Disney vacation planner. Now, Heidi and I, we are not travel advisors. That's why we partner with Mouse Fan Travel. We love working with our personal consultant, Blair, who navigates all the options to find the best available price and ensures we take advantage of any promotions or inclusions. And the best part is you're able to take advantage of all the Disney promotions that are out there, plus some special offers only available through Mouse Fan Travel. And there's never a fee to book with them, so you're getting free Disney World planning advice. Scan the QR code on screen or click our exclusive link down in the description to start planning your next great Disney adventure. And of course, we have plenty of other Disney World tips and tricks videos right here on YouTube to help you save money and time and ensure you stay one step ahead of everyone else in the parks.